Today, we continue with our reading of the book Building Your Warehouse of Wealth by Nelson Nash. Um, Hopefully, you are watching this video. This is probably the best information that Nelson Nash is presenting in this little book. Uh, and just just watch it, just listen to it, and you'll find out why. So here we go. Investments of tax qualified plans. Since World War II, there has been an accelerated emphasis on tax qualified retirement plans. The contributions have to be put to work in investment of some kind. In the very recent years, emphasis has been on 401k plans, defined contribution plans, as opposed to the original pension plans, defined benefit plans, that are disappearing from the scene. What has been the universally recommended investment for these contributions? Why? Stocks or mutual funds, of course. They are always going to go up. Try reading The Brainwashing of the American Investor by Stephen R. Sellingwood. Read Eat the Rich by P.J. O'Rourke. Read Devil Take the Hindmost by Edward Chancellor. Read Inventing Money by Nicholas Dunbar. But above, but above all, read Barry J. Dyke's book, The Pirates of Manhattan 2, Highway to Serfdom. These books will be a good start in understanding the lies that people believe and upon which they have based their financial future. It is really unbelievable what has happened in the financial world on account of fallacious economic thinking. By the way, stocks are often referred to as securities. I don't see anything that was secure about Enron, about WorldCom, about HealthSouth, about long-term capital management, etc., etc., etc. The list could go on for several pages. How these charlatans get away with such designations? Words have meaning, so their favorite strategy is to change the meaning of words. Boiled frogs feel more comfortable that way. At the end of World War II, there was a significant increase in birth rate in the USA. A generation later, there was a birth dearth. The birth rate went down. The demographers call this phenomenon a pig in a python. A good word picture to demonstrate what is happening. A python is a large snake. Snakes don't chew things up, they swallow their victim whole. This creates a lump in their bodies, and that lump moves along the digestive tract until it's absorbed over a period of time. Hence, this great word picture is used to describe the baby boomers. The first baby boomer turned 60 in October 2007. Go back and look at the graph in figure 6. Do you see the pig and the python on a vertical plane? That data was for 1958. So let me see if I find it here. So this is the pig and the python on a vertical way. And Nelson says just move age 80, which is the furthest point to the right, move it to age 60, that is just one level up. So this is the pig and the python. According to all tax qualified plans, when one turns 70 and a half, you must begin to take income taxable from your plan. Uh, Today is 72 and a half. That means you have to sell your stock or mutual fund shares. Pray tell, who will you sell them to? Where are the buyers in the next generation? Furthermore, there is no way Americans can enjoy their present standard of living without the Chinese and Japanese buying our government funds, our government bonds. When we buy their merchandise, we pay for it with our dollars. They have to do something with those dollars, so they buy our bonds. Years ago, Milton Friedman is credited with saying, "What could be more idyllic than the Japanese sending us high quality merchandise and we send them worthless bits of paper in exchange? Will they continue to be fools forever? I don't think so." About 10 years from now, there will be a large number of baby boomers who will have to sell their stock and mutual funds. What happens to the value of these things when there are no buyers? All hell is going to break loose in the economy at that time. Again, as of the time of this writing, early 2012, suppose that you had your retirement nest egg in stocks and mutual funds and you just turned 70 and a half in 2008. Great time to be selling, huh? 10 years from now is almost certain to be much worse. To help you understand this more fully, subscribe to Bill Bonner's stuff on www.dailyreckoning.com and read it every day. Better still, read Financial Reckoning Day by Bill Bonner and Addison Wiggin. Read their follow-up book, Empire of Debt, and then read their latest, Financial Reckoning Day Fallout. Well, you can see this book was written in 2012. We are in 2024. What are we hearing? Are we hearing that the dollar is breaking down, that the dollar is going to disappear, that there is a group of countries, the BRICS, who do not want to deal with dollars? So what was Nelson saying? Are they going to be fools forever? Bonner says, we are at the beginning of a depression, not a recession. The cure for a depression is a depression. The correction will be equal and opposite to the buildup. America has been living in a fool's paradise for about 50 years. Bonner says that it will take 19 years to correct the economic nonsense that has accumulated during this time frame. Brace yourselves, there are some trying times ahead. Just imagine what it will be like if you have put your confidence in tax qualified retirement plans. Surely, sometime in your life you have eaten corn on the cob during a meal. Have you ever counted the kernels on the cob? I did recently. It was over 500. Suppose you were a farmer and put a kernel of corn in the ground under favorable conditions. It produced a corn stalk with 3 ears of corn, each with about 500 kernels, the law of harvest. So one seed produced 1,500 kernels. Now, suppose you are going to be taxed by the government. On which would you rather be taxed, the seed or the harvest? Most every thinking person says the seed, of course. Most every, but have you noticed that every tax qualified plan is predicated on the opposite? They all say your contribution is taken off your income for tax purposes now. It will be tax free until your retirement time. And you will be in a lower tax bracket at that time. Ha ha ha. The IRS sucker you again. It is all about how one thinks, and you let them do your thinking for you. Lies, lies, lies. Americans have swallowed those lies for many years, but eventually reality sets in and there are all kinds of despair. Woe is us. What can be done? And they clamor for more government plans to rectify the disaster that has caused by the original government plans. Unbelievable. There is nothing that is a more certain sign of insanity than to do the same thing over and over and expect the result to be different. That's a quote by Albert Einstein. Hopefully, this has helped you to see that government plans can't work. They are manifestations of man trying to play God in the pagan sense of the word. God is a jealous God. Exodus 25. And he won't put up with such nonsense. Governments promote their plans through the use of lies, but eventually truth will out. Free people contracting with one another can solve all our financial and economic problems, but one has to recognize a lie when it shows up. All tax qualified retirement plans need to be avoided like the plague because they are. Some things for you to ponder. The U.S. Post Service was established in 1775. The government has had 237 years to get it right, and it is broke. And that's 237 years to 2012. So we are in 2024, and it is still broke. Social Security was established in 1935. The government has had 77 years to get it right, and it is broke. Fannie Mae was established in 1938. The government has had 74 years to get it right, and it is broke. War on poverty started in 1964. The government has had 48 years to get it right. 1 trillion of our money is confiscated each year and transferred to the poor. They want more. Medicare and Medicaid were established in 1965. The government has had 47 years to get it right, and they are broke. Freddie Mac was established in 1970. The government has had 42 years to get it right, and it is broke. The Department of Energy was created in 1977 to lessen our dependence on foreign oil. It has ballooned to 16,000 employees with a budget of 24 billion a year, and we import more oil than ever before. A single quote right here. Under Donald Trump administration, we became energy independent. Unfortunately, government has a way to mess things up, and we are importing a lot of oil again. The government, well, the government has failed in every government service. They have shoved down our throats while overspending our tax dollars. I apologize with my intonation. The government has failed in every government service. They have shoved down our throats while overspending our dollars. I still don't get it right. The government has failed in every government service. They have shoved down our throats while overspending our tax dollars. Now let's see. You want to trust these folks with your plans for your retirement through tax qualified dollars? I mean, through tax qualified plans? Who has the problem here? I guess we do. And you look to these folks to educate your children? Amazing. It must be because of the way you think. I told you this was a strong chapter where too many truths that Nelson presented to us here. The truth of the lies that the government has been used to manipulate us. I hope you enjoyed this chapter, and I'll see you on Friday to go through this chapter in Spanish. Thank you.